So technically this is an audio response, not a video response, since I don't do videos in my video. But I'm responding to Killer Kings 91, who I really recommend you check out. I'll put his link up in the right hand corner. He does really good wrestling related videos. In the video I'm responding to, he talks about how WWE fans complain about TNA having too many ex-WWE wrestlers in it. My opinion is not that they're relying on ex-WWE wrestlers, it's that they're relying too much on already established wrestlers in their spotlight, hoping that they'll improve ratings, and unfortunately there hasn't been a long-term improvement of ratings or people getting interested in the show. In fact, it's my opinion that the show is oversaturated with wrestlers that I'm just not interested in. These are guys who have been in the business for over 10 years now. Their time has come and gone, and it feels like what Paul Heyman says in The Rise and Fall of ECW. They're clinging to their spot at the top because they just don't want to let go of what they had. You know, it would be one thing if TNA were using these established stars to establish their own talent, but they're not. Who are the dominant people in TNA right now? The Main Event Mafia, which are, with Samoa Joe excluded now that he's joined, which I don't understand why he joined. The group is composed of old wrestlers, and the group has honestly done nothing but stroke each other's egos. They haven't gotten anyone over in the whole company. Much like the members in the stable, the Main Event Mafia has overstayed its welcome. Another thing that he says is that people consider wrestlers who go from the WWE to TNA are considered WWE rejects. I can kind of see that, because if you ask wrestlers who aren't in the WWE or haven't been in the WWE before, if you ask them where they want to work, what are they aspiring to do? They're aspiring to become a famous wrestler. And where did they become a famous wrestler? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say the WWE. I don't think I've seen any interview with some young up-and-coming rising star that hasn't said, when asked, where do you want to eventually work for? They don't say TNA. I want to work at TNA. No, they don't say that. They say, I want to work at the biggest stage of them all, WWE. So I'm thinking that's become ingrained in not only wrestlers' minds, but the fans' minds as well, is that the WWE is the Broadway of wrestling. And if you can't make it there, well, then something's wrong with you, which I don't really agree with, but I can see where they're coming from. I do agree that it's all about imaging in the WWE, but it really feels like TNA is adopting that stance as well. I mean, look at Matt Morgan. He's big, he's muscular, he's okay in the ring, he still has to work at it though, and he still has to really work at his promo ability. Watching last Thursday's TNA, it was really hard to not only listen to him, but to listen to Kurt Angle as well. It's obvious they didn't plan out what they were going to say in there, because they kept stuttering half the time. It just went on for way too long. But getting back to my point, I don't think WWE is the only wrestling promotion that's doing it. I think TNA is really following suit with what WWE does. And I think that's a big mistake on TNA's part. I'm not sure about WWE's stance on when Kurt broke his neck. If they did push him to stay on the road and wrestle, well, obviously they're in the fault. But I'm under the impression that in, 2005 or 2006, when Kurt Angle left the WWE, it was because they wanted to give him a vacation. They wanted to take him off the road because he was running himself into the ground. And instead of just taking a vacation and taking it easy like he should have, he said, the hell with this, I'm leaving, and just quit. And then went to TNA, whenever his no complete clause was up. I'm sure there were also other contributing factors to him leaving, but I think him not wanting to take a vacation when I think they made it mandatory. That makes me a little suspicious of where Kurt's coming from. I don't know, maybe somebody else can clarify that whole situation, but my thinking is if the company I work for wants me to go on a vacation and I say no, I don't want to go, or I'd rather quit than go on a vacation, and then I come out and complain that 5 years earlier the company that I was working for wouldn't give me a vacation when I wanted, that kind of sounds, I don't know, a little suspicious, just a little fishy. And everything I've seen in the past about Kurt leads me to believe that he's not one to take a vacation when he should. He likes to stay in the spotlight. It's almost like he needs to stay in the spotlight. I mean, look at his TNA run. Has he taken a vacation since coming to TNA? I don't think he has. And that's kind of concerning. That's why when this whole debacle up in Pennsylvania happened, I was hoping TNA would give him a vacation. Just say, take your time to sort out what's going on up there. We'll take the title match off the pay-per-view. You don't have to come down to Florida and show up. Just sort everything out up there. Sort your own life out and then come back to us. But they didn't. And I'm under the impression it's because Kurt Angle said, no, I've got it handled. I'll be down there tomorrow. I'm just of the mind that Kurt runs himself into the ground. People around him don't run him into the ground. I do agree about Nash and Foley. I think they should be writing. If TNA has to write scripts, and I don't think they should, I think it's a bad idea, but if they have to write scripts for the wrestlers and for Don West and now it's Taz, I think Mick Foley and Kevin Nash should be the ones who are writing them because they're brilliant on the mic. And I have to imagine that's going to translate well into the written word. And Mick Foley's already proven that, so we definitely agree there. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed my video response, and I'll do a shameless plug. Check out the Bastard Review. I just put up one a couple days ago, and I'll probably have another one up relatively soon. Take care.